Today we're going to be talking about area and perimeter. And I want to remind you what they are. Perimeter is going to be the distance around a figure, while area is the space covered inside of the figure. So perimeter is literally talking about the outside. So I have 6 centimeters here. Because it is a rectangle, I know that the opposite sides have to be congruent and parallel to each other. So this is 4 centimeters. This is going to be 6 centimeters for the same reason. And this is 4 centimeters. So I have a 6, a 4, a 6, and a 4. So I would chunk these together. So I have 10 here and 10 here, which gives me 20 centimeters is my perimeter. Now for area, you want to be very specific about the shape. This is a rectangle, so I'm going to use my handy dandy mathematics chart and look up the formula, which is area equals base times height. It's area equals base times height. Let me make that down here. Area equals base times height. And I'm going to use that formula to substitute in the base and height. Well, the base is 6 centimeters. And the height is 4 centimeters. Then I use the formula, I multiply. So 6 times 4 is 24. So the area is 24 centimeters squared. Now remember, we use centimeters squared because it's centimeters times centimeters. That's 2 centimeters, so that gives me centimeters to the second power, which is squared. This time let's look at a parallelogram. A parallelogram is it looks kind of like a slanted rectangle. But when we deal with perimeter, we're still talking about the outside, but we're always given this number on the inside. Since that is not part of the perimeter, I have to be very careful not to use it in my perimeter. So the perimeter is 5 inches, 3 inches, another 5, and another 3. So this time I'm going to do 5 and 5, that makes 10. And 3 and 3, that makes 6. So that's a total of 16 inches. The perimeter is 16 inches. Now the area, I also have a formula. I'm going to use my handy dandy mathematics chart. And the area equals base times height again, which is the same as for the rectangle. Now you notice I have 3 numbers here. It's pretty easy to see that the base is going to be the 5 inches. But when I'm dealing with height, height always has to be perpendicular, which means it's not allowed to be slanted. It must be at a 90-degree angle. So I'm looking for that right angle when I'm looking for my height. So the height is 2 inches. So I'm going to calculate, and 5 times 2 is 10. So the area equals 10 square inches. Remember, it is inches times inches. So we have 2 inches, we use the exponent 2, it's inches squared. And the last shape that we're going to look at today is a triangle. For perimeter, once again, we're just going to add around. So I'm going to do 7 plus 4 plus 8. And once again, I always chunk, especially when I have more than 2 numbers. 8 and 4 is 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. So the perimeter is 19 feet here. Now for area this time, I have a different formula. It's area equals 1/2 the base times height. So remember, the base and the height we're going to bring down, but I have to bring down this number because the numbers all have to come down, as well as the variables. So the V is the base, so the base is pretty easy, it's 4 feet. Now we're looking for that right angle. We're looking for the 2 measurements that are make a right angle. So our base is 4, which means my height has to be the 7 feet. Now I like to get rid of that half because sometimes half can be a bit confusing. So I'm going to use half of 4 first. Half of 4 is 2, and I didn't use the 7, so I'm going to bring that down. So 2 times 7 is 14, which makes my area 14 square feet. Once again, it's feet times feet. Since I have 2 of them, I use the little 2 exponent, and feet is squared. Now I'd like you to try some things on your own. I have a rectangle here with the measurements 3 inches by 8 inches. And the formula for a rectangle again is area equals base times height, and perimeter is just to add around. For a parallelogram, the area formula is also area equals base times height. But be careful because there's a 2 on the inside and a 3 on the outside. So go back to the video if you need to remember which one is the height and which one is part of the perimeter. Okay, and the triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. And don't forget, the base and the height have to be perpendicular to each other. So you're looking for that right angle. So some of these numbers are going to be extra numbers in the problem. Okay, good luck. If you have any questions, please bring them back to class.